Remember the loud engines, the gleaming chrome, and the explosive family drama that turned American Chopper into one of the most iconic reality shows of the 2000s? For many fans, the show wasn't just about custom motorcycles. It was about family, passion, conflict, and the raw struggle to build a lasting legacy. This is the untold story of how American Chopper went from a garage-based fabrication show to a cultural phenomenon, only to be undone by its own success. Let's peel back the curtain and explore the rise, the rift, and the reboot of the Teutul family empire. In 2003, the Discovery Channel launched a new reality series focused on Orange County Choppers, a custom motorcycle shop in New York founded by Paul Teutul Sr. The concept was straightforward. Follow a family business as they create one-of-a-kind motorcycles for high-profile clients, corporations, and causes. What started out as a niche series for gearheads quickly exploded into something much bigger. At the heart of the show was Paul Sr., the no-nonsense old-school leader of OCC. Then there was his son, Paul Jr., a visionary designer with a flair for intricate show-stopping bike builds. Rounding out the trio was Mikey Teutul, the youngest brother who offered comic relief and emotional depth. But what truly set American Chopper apart wasn't just the bikes. It was the chemistry and conflict between the Teutuls that made viewers come back for more. By the mid-2000s, American Chopper had become a household name. Custom motorcycles were suddenly cool, and OCC was flooded with orders from celebrities and Fortune 500 companies alike. Their builds ranged from tributes to 9/11 first responders to elaborate corporate commissions. The family drama and behind-the-scenes tensions gave the show an edge. Unlike other reality series of the era, the arguments and breakdowns felt real. Viewers saw love, resentment, forgiveness, and pride play out in a high-octane environment week after week. Merchandising soon followed. OCC-branded apparel, model kits, and memorabilia filled shelves nationwide. The Teutuls were featured on talk shows, in commercials, and became cultural icons in their own right. With success came pressure, and the family dynamic began to fray under the weight. Paul Sr.'s authoritarian style clashed regularly with Paul Jr.'s creativity and need for independence. Their fights became more frequent and more intense, sometimes erupting into shouting matches that eclipsed the bike builds themselves. By 2008, the situation had reached a boiling point. Paul Sr. fired his own son from OCC, fracturing not only the business, but also the family. Paul Jr. would later sue his father for a 20% ownership stake in the company, resulting in a long, bitter legal battle that spilled into the public domain. The shop that once represented craftsmanship and unity had become a symbol of dysfunction. In 2010, Discovery Channel canceled the original American Chopper series, but the story was far from over. TLC soon picked up a spin-off, American Chopper, Sr. vs. Jr., which debuted in 2010. The new format followed Paul Sr. as he continued operations at OCC, while Paul Jr. struck out on his own with a new venture. Paul Jr. Designs PJD. The spin-off drew strong ratings initially, thanks to the ongoing drama and fans' curiosity about how both sides would fare. OCC and PJD entered a kind of Cold War, competing for clients, TV time, and public affection. But over time, the novelty wore off. Ratings declined, and the emotional cost of the ongoing feud was evident. The show quietly ended in 2012, leaving behind a fractured family and a legacy in limbo. 6 years later, in 2018, Discovery Channel revived American Chopper with a new angle. Older and perhaps a bit wiser, Paul Sr. and Paul Jr. appeared to be ready to repair their broken relationship and reunite under the shared love of motorcycles. The reboot was more subdued than the original, focusing on emotional healing and rebuilding trust. The bike builds were still impressive, but the main draw was seeing if the Teutuls could finally make peace. For 2 seasons, fans watched the tentative reconciliation play out, but it never fully captured the explosive energy or ratings of the original run. The show quietly ended again in 2019. As if the family tension weren't enough, Paul Sr. found himself embroiled in fresh controversy in 2020. A proposed new spin-off series called Orange County Choppers, American-made, collapsed before it even aired. Investor Thomas Derbyshire accused Sr. of misusing funds meant for the show, alleging the money had gone toward personal luxuries instead of production. The lawsuit was another blow to an already struggling legacy. Around the same time, OCC's massive headquarters in Newburgh, New York, was listed for sale. Initially priced at $2.9 million, the building languished on the market before eventually being sold at a loss. Paul Sr. packed up and moved to Florida, hoping to start anew. In Florida, Paul Sr. partnered with businessman Keith Overton to launch OCC Roadhouse and Museum, a hybrid space that combines motorcycle culture with dining, retail, and live entertainment. It was a bold pivot aimed at recapturing the OCC magic in a more sustainable format. While the scale is smaller and the spotlight less intense, Paul Sr. remains deeply passionate about custom bikes. He continues to build and ride, far from the drama that once consumed his New York empire. Meanwhile, Paul Jr. has flourished in his own right. Paul Jr. Designs quickly established a reputation for cutting-edge creativity and craftsmanship. From building bikes for companies like Blizzard Entertainment to designing products and authoring a book, Jr. has successfully carved out his own identity apart from the OCC brand. He's focused on balance, family, business, and personal growth, and appears content with life outside of reality TV. His financial success has even eclipsed that of his father, proving that independence was the right move. Mikey Teutul, once the emotional glue of the show, struggled the most with fame and the fallout from the family feud. In 2012, he stepped away from both OCC and the spotlight to focus on his mental health. Mikey has since pursued art and personal development on his own terms. While he occasionally surfaces in public or on social media, he has largely chosen a quieter life, far removed from the volatility that once surrounded him. Even with the show off the air, American Chopper remains a touchstone in pop culture. Its influence can still be felt in custom bike shops across the globe. Fans continue to rewatch episodes, share memes, and recall their favorite builds and meltdowns. More than just entertainment, American Chopper was a lens into what happens when passion, ego, and family collide. It was a cautionary tale wrapped in chrome and gasoline, a reminder that success can be as destructive as it is rewarding. American Chopper wasn't just a show about building motorcycles. It was about building dreams and sometimes watching them fall apart. It was a saga of love and resentment, of tradition and innovation, of a father and son trying to find common ground in the roaring chaos of fame. Paul Sr. now builds in peace down south. Paul Jr. designs with precision and purpose. Mikey seeks solace in creativity. And the rest of us? We still ride along, remembering the rise, the rift, and the rumble that made American Chopper unforgettable. Thanks for joining this deep dive into reality TV history. If this story revved your engine, don't forget to like, share, and comment with your favorite American Chopper moment. Until next time, keep the wheels turning